Yeah, I want you to trick me today as a pupil at the partly trained stage. Yeah, my instructor can't make it today, but he has got a car very similar to yours, so I am familiar with the controls. He said today we were going to look at approaching junctions to turn left and to turn right.
Mm-hmm.
So you okay with the word picture?
Yes.
What level am I?
Partly trained.
Yeah, and the subject?
Junctions, turning left and turning right.
Yeah, approaching junctions. Yeah.
Approaching, yeah.
Yeah, so for this phase you can call me Tony. So if you're ready to rock and roll, I'll hand over to you to...
I get really nervous when the camera's on.
Don't worry.
Yeah, go on. Hi, Tony. I'm Maxine.
Hi Maxine, how are you, right?
Yeah, good, thank you. Your instructor's not around today.
No, I think he's playing golf, I think.
Oh, right, okay. So he's got his priorities right then.
Yeah.
I did speak to him last night, and he's asked me to today teach you some turning left and turning right, at junctions, approaching junctions. He has told me that you, on your last lesson, you did some emerging.
We did, yeah.
Yeah, so that's approaching a junction of a giveaway line and moving off left and right. Okay, so today with this approaching junctions, turning left and right, we use a lot of the same. I can never think what this is called. A lot of the same.
I think he calls them routines.
Routine.
Right.
That's what, I'm going to have to write that. I always forget that word. Same routines, which is the MSPSL. So if I just go in this in relation to what you know, when you were doing emerging left, which mirrors were you checking?
Middle and left.
Okay, why were you checking that middle one?
Distance and speed.
And what were you checking the left one for?
Oh, then bicycles.
Okay, good. When were you signalling?
I was doing it at the appropriate time.
Okay, good. How were you positioning yourself for a left emerge?
I was just moving a little bit closer to the left.
Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing here. We'll be on the main road, we'll be moving slightly to the left to make this corner. How were you judging what was an appropriate speed?
Depending on what I could see. It was either walking or kind of jogging.
Okay, good. And whereabouts were you looking?
I was looking into the road that I'm turning into.
Okay, so that's all very similar to what we're doing today. It's just that we're...
sorry, I was on the emerging, I was...
Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I should pick that up.
Yeah, that was my error. Yeah, I was looking... he said a minimum of right, left and right, and then in the direction that I'm steering.
Okay, why was it important that you were looking in the direction that you were steering in? Can you remember?
If I was looking the wrong way, and if I was looking to the right and going left, somebody could walk out in front of me or a car could stop.
Okay, good. So that's all similar today, apart from the looking when we're approaching a road that we're going to turn into, because we're turning say from a major road into a minor road. We're going to be looking into the new road to assess everything that's on that new road, if there's any pedestrians, any parked cars immediately as we turn in, or any meeting situations.
Yeah.
We're also going to be having to look out for traffic that is also approaching from the opposite direction, that's wanting to take the same turning as us, the same junction as us. So we'll be needing to assess that at the same time. Okay, have you got any questions with that one?
No.
Right, turning right.
Yeah.
Can you remember when you were doing emerging to the right, to turn right, what mirrors you were checking?
The opposite, middle and right.
Okay, what were you checking the right mirror for?
Anybody overtaking me.
Okay, good. When were you signalling for that one?
Again, it was the appropriate time. It kept changing all the time.
Okay. Where were you positioning yourself for the right emerge?
I was getting near the white line in the middle. I think he calls it left to centre.
Yeah. Okay, so that's exactly what we're going to be positioning you today.
He said not always left to centre, but it's near to it.
Yeah, as near to left to centre that is possible. So that everyone's still got room to pass us. Obviously, the opposite way. We need to make sure we are the other side of the white line. How were you again judging what speed would have been appropriate?
Again, I had to. It depended on what I could see.
Okay.
On most of the right-hand turns, I couldn't see very much, so I was approaching at walking pace.
Okay, good. So again, jogging or walking pace, and what was appropriate. Whereabouts were you looking for that right emerge?
I was looking right, left, right, and then in the direction I'm steering.
Okay.
But he made it clear to me that's the minimum observations. I may have to repeat that quite a few times.
Yeah, because if it's like
there.
if it's a busy road. Okay, so again, that's all going to be pretty much the same, apart from when we're looking again, like the left one, we're going to be looking into the new road to assess for any pedestrians, any parked vehicles. What I will be getting you to do is pick up a reference point so that we don't cut this corner as we turn in. The dangers of cutting this corner are we will then sort of end up the opposite side or straddling the white line, which can then be dangerous with oncoming traffic. However, it's not always possible to be able to enter that road without cutting the corner, because we could be faced with a parked vehicle immediately as we enter. So it's important that when we're looking here, we're looking into the road to judge that, to see if there is anything there. The earlier we look, the earlier we can prepare for what we need to do. So this is a picture here of us picking up the reference point so that we know that if that road's clear, we can take that road nicely without cutting a corner. Here we are going to have to take into account, again, oncoming vehicles, but this time we are going to be crossing their path. So we need to assess if we've got time to move in front of that vehicle. Did you look at, when you were doing emerging, if you were pulling out and joining the path of another car, joining the road in the path of another car, did you have a rule to know whether you'd be able to pull out in front of that car?
Joining the pad?
Yeah, to move out in front of a vehicle.
I had to walk across and walk back again.
Okay, what about if you were crossing the path?
I think that was half. I had to walk across from one car to the other without making a slow stop or swear at me.
Okay. So that's exactly the same as this one. This is literally, we are going to be having to cross the path of this oncoming vehicle. So we need to make sure that you can walk from one side of the road to the other without that car moving, slow, stopping or swerving. And if you can do that safely, then we're going to know that it's good for us to go. So that's all very similar to what you learnt last lesson, so it shouldn't be too difficult to explain. Any questions?
I don't think so.
Okay, good. Just quickly, can I ask you, just if you would know how we would spot a junction coming up ahead of us? If you can think how you might spot a junction.
What, approaching the junction?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Okay, so if we're driving down a road, we may see cars pulling out from our right or left and joining the road that we're on. We may see cars in front of us turning off to the left or the right. We may see a sign.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Road markings. Okay, so we'll be looking at today, and I'll be showing you how to identify those T-junctions that we're going to be approaching. Okay, no, any questions?
I noticed we've got a passenger in the back today.
Oh yes, yeah, I forgot that one. We have got a passenger in the back today. Has your instructor spoke to you about whose responsibility it is for the passengers and for the whole car, and what was it I've got to say?
Oh, he told me that I'm responsible for everybody in this car and everybody else on the road.
Okay, yep, good. So what do you need to check for your passengers?
Oh, I'll check everybody's got the seatbelt on and their head restraint adjusted.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Good. Is that it? Yeah. Is that what I've got to say?
He said something about that. It sometimes affects.
Oh yes, having an extra body weight in the car can sometimes affect the handling of the car. Sometimes may mean that we need to.
I think I remember.
Yeah, go on.
If I'm moving away on a hill, I might have to give it a little bit more gas.
Yep.
And when I'm braking, I don't brake harder. I brake earlier.
Yep. Good. And it may affect your handling around bends.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, good. As long as you're aware of that.
Should I get myself ready?
Yeah, if you'd like to set yourself up.
Right, just... Yep.
Okay, Tony, can you tell me what you can see in this central mirror?
I can see the headlining at the top. A bit of my head is strained, a bit of yours. I can square the whole back window.
Okay, good. And what can you see in the left mirror?
I can see both the door handles. I can see that bin. I can see the sky.
Okay, good. And the right hand side?
Again, I can see both the door handles, the bin. I can see that car behind.
Okay, good. Okay, so when you're ready, Tony, if you'd
left at the end.
Like to move off.
Left and then right.
Okay, we're going to be turning left at the end.
Well, that'll be me soon, won't it?
It will. Have you booked your test?
Sorry?
Have you booked your test?
No, not yet. I'll just hold back here for a minute.
Okay.
Which way did you say?
Sorry, right. Nice road positioning there, Tony.
Oh,
To just left of centre. How have you judged that?
Yeah. I get the white line opposite in the corner of that window.
Okay, good.
Turning left.
And we're going to turn left. So with these approaching junctions, we will often come across pedestrians because it's places that they will cross the roads, it's where the paths meet.
Alright.
So we need to be really keeping an eye out for pedestrians. The first thing that we need to do when we see a pedestrian standing on the pavement is look at them, and we're going to turn right at the end, is look at them and assess their body language to see if there's any clues as to what they might do.
Alright.
If we were to come up to approaching a junction situation and we saw a pedestrian with any of their part of their body on the road, like if they've got a foot on the road or both feet on the road, we need to assume that they are going to cross that road, and we need to make sure that we let them go.
Yeah.
And we need to make sure that we never, if we see a pedestrian standing on the side of the road, we never beckon them across.
Oh.
Because the dangers of that, we may think it's clear and we may stop to let them go, but you can't pass that responsibility over because the traffic the opposite way may not realise that you've given that pedestrian the okay to cross the road.
Why has he stopped?
Thinks for that traffic light, doesn't he?
Yeah. I read in my highway code, you only stop at if you've got a white line in front of you.
Yeah.
A white line.
He kind of got, I think he must have gone when it was orange, and then has got stuck and has thought that line meant to stop. Right ahead,
Yeah.
see that car just turned into the road on the left? That's approaching a junction. He was approaching the junction. So he would have been turning right, obviously, because it's the opposite direction. So we've got another one on the left. We can see a gap in the houses.
Oh, I see a street there.
Yeah, and the street name on there.
Take the next turning to the right.
We're going to take the next turning on the right. So Tony, I wanted you to check your centre mirror. Check your centre mirror and your right mirror. And if you indicate now to the right, that's it. And I want you to get your pace down to walking pace. Bring the engine, bring the speed down. Change into first, and move just to the. That's it, good. And we need to stop. So we need to make sure that we've got time. We're a little bit far back, but it's our first one. We need to make sure that we can walk from one side of the road to the other without making that car slow, stop or swerve.
Which car?
The one's coming in the opposite direction. So we've got someone turning right, we've got a car behind. Could you walk across?
Yeah, I'm going to be on the wrong side of the road there, don't I?
Okay, as you need to move forwards a little bit for me. That'll do, stop there. Right, have you got anyone coming? Can you move across? Can you walk across?
No.
Okay.
I could run.
You need to be able to walk. And there's no one there. So if you're looking into the road that we're turning into, and we need to assess that pedestrian.
Alright, and the dog.
Yeah, and the dog. And then when we're in the new road, we need to check our mirrors. So new road, new mirrors.
Oh.
We're checking that centre mirror for anybody coming up behind us to assess their speed and distance. And we're checking the right mirror for people that are possibly going to overtake. And if there was somebody...
last week.
Yeah. And what did your instructor say to you if you came into a road and you checked your right mirror and there was somebody overtaking? What did he say that you would have to do?
I'll let them go.
And why was that important that you let them go?
Well, they'd be alongside me, then they'd run into that Tesco van, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
And turning left.
And we're going to turn left. So which mirrors do you think you're going to check?
Middle.
Do it then, Tony. Okay, good. And indicate for me. Okay, and start steer to me, steer to me, steer to me, steer to me, steer to me. That's it, and straighten up steering. And new road. New mirrors.
Oh, new mirrors, yeah.
Good.
And we're going to turn left.
And we're going to turn left. Tony, you've just taken that corner perfectly.
Have I? Oh, thanks.
Yeah. How did you judge that turn there on the left? How did you judge that it was a nice distance from the curb?
Oh, I picked it up, the curb up in the corner of that window.
Okay, so you need to transfer that reference point to when we're doing approaching junctions to turn left.
Oh, right.
Because why is it important that, can you remember on a left emerge, and we're going to turn left.
Middle mirror, left mirror.
Good.
Oh, yeah. It's,
So if you pick up that reference point.
If I'm too close, I'll run over the curb.
Yeah. How about being too far, too wide?
I'll be in the middle of the road, wouldn't I?
Good. Good. So you lined, for that, approaching that left junction, you lined up that reference point then, yeah?
Yeah, I did,
To follow it around nicely.
And turning right.
And we're going to turn right. So how have you, if you just stop here, Tony, for me, there's no one behind, I'm keeping an eye on the mirrors. How have you judged where is a nice position here to be just to the left of the centre line?
Oh, you see that line over there in the middle of the road?
Yep.
It cuts in just a little bit there.
Okay, good. So that is the position that we need to position ourselves if we're approaching a right turn, a right junction, a junction to turn right.
Oh, I've done that a couple of times last week and I was wrong. Because we had vehicles parked opposite.
Hold on. Because you had vehicles parked opposite.
My instructor said it's not cast in stone.
No, it's not always, because in the brief, well, I know you probably can't remember, I spoke about there may be a car on the... Oh no, hold on. No, sometimes you may need to move over slightly because we need to make sure there's room for cars coming in the opposite direction. If there's a car parked there, we need to move over so that there's still room for the cars.
If you've got parked cars, do you make the road... Is that... You can only use what you've got on the road, can you?
Yeah.
So that's the appropriate distance.
So you need to imaginarily move
the
line across.
Yeah.
Okay, but when we're approaching a junction to turn right, and we have got sufficient room, this is how you need to remember to line yourself up on the approach so that we're just to the left of the centre.
All right.
So that we can turn right. Okay?
Yeah, I'm just trying to remember why.
Why is it important?
Yeah.
Do you want me to help you? Yeah, I'll help you.
No, I think if you asked me, I might.
Okay.
Remember.
What is our road positioning a good indicator of?
Opposite. Where we're going.
What we intend to do. Okay, so if we were turning right, but we were positioned a lot further left, would that give people behind an idea of what we were intending to do?
No, they might get confused, wouldn't they?
Yeah, so we keep a nice position just to the left of the centre line so that we can tell people behind and other road users what we intend to do. It's a good indicator of our intentions. We don't want to be crossing the white line. Can you remember why?
Oh, something about if a fire engine came round the corner.
Yes.
It'd rather be blocked, wouldn't it?
Yeah. And yeah, if anybody coming in the opposite direction. Okay, so...
Yeah, just that roll.
Yep.
You're going to make these links.
Mm-hmm.
I'll only go along with you if you find out if I know the reasons why, yeah?
Yep. Yeah.
Shall I drive on?
Yep.
And turning right.
And we're going to turn right. So how did you judge there, Tony, what was appropriate speed to approach that emergency situation?
Oh, I just felt like the right speed, really. Walking pace, isn't it?
Yeah.
Couldn't see.
You couldn't see much, could you? So again, that's what we apply to junctions, approaching junctions. A lot of the time we won't be able to see.
And we're going to turn right.
And we're going to turn right. So can you remember which mirrors? Is it good? Good. And can you remember where we're going to position ourselves? And we lift up the clutch, Tony. Good. And where do we need to look whilst we're here?
Into the road.
Okay, good. And we need to assess. There's nobody coming the opposite way, so is it clear for us to go?
The opposite way.
Coming towards us.
I don't see anybody.
On the opposite side of the road. Okay, so it's clear for us to go then, Tony.
Right.
We have got a car there, so we may need to cut the corner slightly. That's it, now straighten the car up. Right, we did cut it quite a bit there for the fact that car was parked up quite
And turning right.
close on the curb, so it's and turning right here. So if you bring the speed down, Tony, and I'll tell you when to stop.
Down.
Yeah, to walking pace. Stop for me.
Alright.
Okay, whereabouts does that, I'm keeping an eye on the mirror, we have got someone coming up. Where does that white line cut into the car?
The white line of that road?
Yeah.
By the dormery.
Okay, so if we move on, have we got anyone coming opposite us? Towards us on the opposite side?
No.
Okay, so it's clear for us to go. That's it, and looking into the direction that you're driving. Okay, I got you to line up that white line there because that is the place that you need to stop if we've got a clear road and we don't want to cut that corner, and we're going to turn left at the end. If we've got a clear